All right. Thank you. Welcome to Vigo Vlog again. Today I'm going to do a little cooking, but every day I'm looking for some good quality eating so I can control my blood sugar and keep my spikes down so I can enjoy my life. So my cooking has always involved a balanced meal and a proper combination of food in order to eat a healthy meal, but yet keep my blood sugar down so I can maintain a healthy lifestyle. Now, there's something specific I want to talk about today. I went from 225 to 175 since I started my healthy eating. And I actually did it through managing my blood sugar because I learned that my pancreas is looking for sugar in everything I eat. So this meal here, when I cook this and I eat this, my pancreas is going to be looking for sugar in everything here. So I always pay attention to that. So I know no sugar will be coming out of here, very little. This hops, pork hops, part of a pork leg, little sugar. This herbs I use to cook my food, get my flavors, because I don't use chemicals, just strictly herbs right here. And then green beans. So only one thing here will give me some sugar is these potatoes and these carrots. So I make sure I have a certain amount of sugar coming from carbohydrates, but not natural sugar because I don't drink natural, nothing sweet. I get from my carbohydrates or from protein. Now by doing that, I limit the amount of sugar going to my body, allow my pancreas time to deliver enough insulin to manage to handle that amount of sugar. So that's enough sugar for my body so it don't store no sugar. Because when I was overweight, it was the storing of the sugar I learned caused me to gain the weight. I have made up to 250 pounds at one time. See, I had a belly like here. My wife used to laugh at my belly. Say, get rid of the belly, boy. Anyway, but I was unhealthy. My diabetes was high. I couldn't get under 150 during the mornings, under 145 sometimes. I was struggling to get under there even after overnight fasting. So I started losing the weight so I can get control of my diabetes, my blood pressure, and my acid reflux and so on. So I learned I was doing that by eating the right amount of sugar, letting my pancreas process sugar, not in the store, and then my blood sugar rises while I'm eating that, and it drops very quickly within an hour and a half, and then it settles. Then I go fasting for a few hours, and my sugar drop low. Once my sugar drop low, I realize my liver kicks in and start to work with my pancreas to maintain a higher sugar level. So the liver is extracting sugar from the body, from my muscles and my bones, and from muscles and my bones, my muscles and my fat, in order to keep me alive and keep my energy flowing. So basically by doing that and studying that, I was able to use that process to lose the weight. And then my body is stabilized and I'm staying at 175, which is the weight I weighed in high school. So that's how I lose my weight. But I hear people talking about they use calories. They eat less calories and more calories. And I understand calories scientifically, like technically biological wise, but I couldn't understand how to explain calories just normal for anybody to understand. So I don't talk about calories because I couldn't explain it. So I was talking yesterday to a good friend of mine in Maryland, a guy called Longsdale, a real smart scientific guy, one of my best buddies, and he's real scientific. And I tell him, I say, man, I can't explain this for people to understand. And basically what he explained to me is simple, all right? This food I'm eating here, my body's gonna absorb it. And the body's gonna look for sugar in it. So the body's gonna get a certain amount of sugar out of this food. That sugar will be used for energy in my body. Now out of that sugar that the body extracted, that equivalent to a certain number of calories. And the calories is the energy that the body delivers from the sugar so your muscles can move and so on. So you can move. So calories, so technically I was doing the calorie thing to lose the weight, but I didn't realize that. I was focusing on the insulin and the blood sugar. But anybody doing calories is kind of doing the same thing because the blood sugar that is extracted is equivalent to a certain amount of calories out of that blood sugar, and the calories is the energy that generates from the cells from that sugar the body stores or receives. So I think I did it pretty good. He's a scientist, but I think I did pretty good because I want to get it clear. So if you're doing calories, eating less calories will also help you to lose weight. But I'm not focused on the calories. I am focused on the balanced meal because I don't do individual meals. and I'm not eating everything. Like I say, it's only very few food I don't eat. But what I try to do is balance it. So I can eat, because these food have so much nutrients. For example, here, I have about 5 different greens here I'm going to cook. I always cook greens. Anyway, I love my greens, and this is fiber. Fiber I'm going to cook. I have these 2 different type of potatoes in here, and the carrots. This is where I'm going to get my sugar, because I have to get sugar in my body. I just have to have just a right amount. And then I'm cooking the pork husk here, which is a part of the leg, not the bottom foot, but middle somewhere. I'm going to cook this. And then green beans, which doesn't have any sugar, much sugar or calories as such, it's very little, and they're good. And then I have my green herbs here that I'm going to use, right? I depend on this for my flavor. This have garlic, onion, chive, red onion, white onion, ginger, tomatoes. I cut up all this here, and I use some and I save some for next time. So this is where I get my flavor, and then I use a little black pepper, a little salt, or the crushed black pepper, and I have a little salt I keep in a bottle here. So that's it. There's no other chemical here. This is it, right? But I really wanted to take a moment and talk about the difference between when you talk about calories, or you talk about managing your insulin level and your blood sugar level to lose weight and maintain good health. And I think technically they're kind of the same thing. Except with calories, you tend to say, I will eat this because high in calorie. I don't eat this because high in calorie. I don't do that. I don't count on what's high in calorie, what's high and low in calorie. I don't read calories or anything. I just want to know how much sugar it has and how much sugar it doesn't have. If I could get something with a balanced amount of sugar, I eat everything else to get the other nutrients, to get the protein, to get the zinc, the copper, the B6 and whatever. I want to eat everything so I get all nutrients. The only thing I don't eat is processed food. Like when you go to the grocery store and you go to Chevron boxes and cans, I stay from that. I do it if I'm outside somewhere, I'm traveling, I'll eat whatever I have to eat. But once I have control of my eating, I don't mess with that. I don't eat that. So that's the difference. So no processed food, but when it comes to the natural foods and herbs and vegetables and fruits and different, I eat everything. Even when I make some breads, I eat breads too, right? Because I've got to balance them. So my goal is to balance the meal, balance the combination, because I've learned the combination is what going to give you the problem. Because even though they're all good, you can't eat them together sometimes. You have to separate them. So in this case today, I think it's a well-balanced meal I'm going to do here today. And there's only one sugar item, and I'm going to get all my protein and my fat and different from this one. And I'll get some greens, vitamin B's and stuff, and the B's and stuff from here. So I'm good. This is a good balanced meal. So I wanted to show you how I start off thinking about my meal. I put a lot of attention to the meal and what I choose to eat and when I choose to eat it. And that way I continue to maintain my weight. I didn't exercise to lose weight. I didn't go running. I exercise, I walk a little bit in the evenings every day to maintain my heart rate and to help my heart and so on. But I don't do that to lose weight. I depend on my food to maintain my weight and my blood sugar. And then I guess that comes with the calorie management also. All right. So I hope I did a good job explaining that and it makes sense. So if you're doing calorie management, I kind of do the same thing. The only difference here, the only difference is that I'm balancing my food. I'm not worrying about the calories in the food. I'm just putting which food has sugar, which one doesn't have sugar. All right. Hope that makes a lot of sense. So what I will do now, I'm going to cook. I'm not going to show you how I do the cooking, but in the middle of my cooking, I will come and show you a little bit of where things are and how about halfway through, I'll show you how things progressing, and then we'll have some dinner. All right. So in a little bit, it's going to be dinner time. All right. All right. See, food is rolling. As you can see, Big O cook all his pots at the same time. See, so my greens is rolling here. I don't cook it too much. I don't cook it to where I destroy the nutrients in this. My potatoes are going here in the crock pot. Nice little olive oil and some black pepper, a little bit of salt, and some steam down there. And my pork leg husk is going here, browning. So I'm rolling, I'm coming along good. Soon time to eat. You can see how beautiful the color. Look at the colors. Beautiful colors. All these colors represent healthy to me. And nothing is overcooked. Everything is cooked just nice, keeping all the nutrients. Right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My greens is already finished, but I'll show you everything, all the plates when they're done. I just want to see you cooking. I cook all my pots at the same time because it's pretty much more efficient for me to get quickly done. I have 6 burners. Why should I use one at a time? Use all? Yeah. Yes, yes. The food is finished now. I think everything looking good. Here's my pork, big feet, husk. My green beans, nice and green. My potatoes, not overcooked. My greens, ready to go. And while I was cooking, I decided to go ahead and add some almond bread because my wife loves bread. And I like it too, but not much. But with the almond, I could do it since it's only 5 grams of carbohydrates in that flour. So I made some bread with a little banana in it. That tasting good. And so everything is ready to go. It's time to eat now. The most important thing is, will this be a good meal for my blood sugar and nutritious and sustain strong, long fasting? Because I don't plan to eat again once I eat this until tomorrow. So this should be good. Time to eat now. Well, after all that effort cooking, it's time to eat. Man, I'm hungry. Food smell good, look good. You know, I'm gonna repeat myself again. Say, this is greens, pork, legs, green beans, and potatoes. In this plate here, the most important to understand is how I balance in this plate, how I combine in this plate. This is my carb. This is my carb, my potato and my carrot. Here's where I'm getting my sugar. I shouldn't get too much sugar from anything else, but I should get nutrients enough and fiber from everything else to where I can fast real good like tonight. And also, I was talking earlier on about calories, and my understanding I just gained an understanding after talking to my friend yesterday actually, and now I know this amount of sugar is what your body's going to generate, and that's the amount of calories I'm going to get from this food. So lowering your calories and maintaining your sugar is kind of similar, right? So if you're doing that, keep doing that, but focus on your blood sugar and take your sugar before and after eat. So I took mine before, and I am at 94.
84.
Sorry, I'm 84. Oh, you're seeing it right? It's right in your face. Yeah, I'm saying 94. 84. I'm starting at 84. My wife had to correct me there. I'm sure you heard her correcting me. Yeah. So that's a good place to start because I ate and I was fasting all day. So I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really strong, and I was not hungry, but I'm hungry now. So it's time to eat. So anyway, I'll eat this food now. Enjoy it. I can't wait. And I'll be back in an hour and a half to let you know how this meal worked out for me. So you can do a similar meal. You see, so as diabetic, again, I keep saying, there's no need to eat one type of food or skip a lot of food. We don't skip a lot of food. We just don't eat no processed food. But all natural food like this, fresh, this is fresh pork I had here. Everything here fresh. Seasoned with no chemicals, no extra chemicals. Beautiful. Tastes beautiful, smell beautiful, and look beautiful. And you can stay healthy. And you keep your weight down or lose weight if you want to lose weight. All right? So I'll see you in a little bit after I enjoy this. All right. It's been an hour and a half. Unusual. Thanks for staying around for an hour and a half. Well, you don't have to stay, but it's been an hour since I eat. But I want to add something. What I did is I made some bread that wasn't originally in my plans, but I made the bread, and I have this guava jam that I made for my wife, and it has sugar in it. But I ate a little bit of this with the bread, with a piece of bread after I ate my food. So I need to mention that because this also has some carbohydrates, but it's made out of almond flour mostly, 90% almond flour. So the carb is very small, and there's a little bit of sugar in this here. So even with that, it was added to my meal. I wanted to be really fair with my assessment to make sure I'm doing this right. And after an hour and a half, I am at 111. 111. That tells you that's a very good meal. It was well balanced. It was well combined, right? The greens, the green beans, the pork, and the only carb there was the cream of potatoes, right? And the carrot, and then a piece of bread and a little bit of jelly. That wasn't too much. Well balanced. So the key is to don't eat food, don't eat this, don't eat that. Balance your plate. Combine your plate properly. Combination is what I'm focusing on. Combine your plate properly and make sure you don't duplicate your carbs in the plate. See, that's the problem. Some meals look real pretty, but there's 3 carbs on the plate. You see? Whereas that plate I had there had 1 carb. Well, 2 carbs, a small bit of carrot, which is small carb, and the potato, which is the highest carb. But everything else on there was no carbohydrates and no sugar. There was just other nutritious stuff on the plate. So you could eat the things you want, no matter what it is, except processed food, okay, in boxes and stuff. Talk about natural food. You could just balance it with lots of non-carbs, because you need the sugar in your body. Your body use sugar as energy. You have to have sugar, right? You can't just don't eat any carbs or don't eat any sugar and just eat only other stuff, green stuff. That's not going to work. I tried that before. It doesn't work. So the balance is working really good for me. So pay attention to this in the sense that this is what helping me. And if you understand that, it may help you too, right? Have a balanced combination, 1 carb in your plate. If you're going to put 2 carb, make sure they're not really heavy carb. Like this bread, I was able to add the bread because it's almond flour. It has 5 grams of carbohydrates. So that's not bad, right? So I could add this on to the carb from the potato. And the cream of potato I use, that cream of potato is only 15 grams of carb compared to other potatoes. And it's very tasty, right? So you can do that, all right? So I want to thank you for coming back and for staying with me and listening and learning and understanding how I'm maintaining my blood sugar, how I'm keeping my weight down, how I lose weight, and how I'm maintaining my health. I know my diabetes rate, my blood sugar now is always getting back to under 100 very quickly. Whereas in the past, for about 2 years, I couldn't get it past under 145 no matter what I do, right? Because I was too heavy and I was eating the wrong food, eating the wrong way, too many combinations were bad. So my combinations now is working out really, really good. And that's why I'm doing these videos. I'm not going to stop doing these videos. I'm going to do them until I get as much people as possible help and understand. Eat good combinations and you can eat anything and you can maintain good blood sugar and good health. All right? So I hope this is working out. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe, share the video, and ask me questions. And I don't put recipes on there, but I'll put down the items I ate today. And because I just kind of make up these food as I go along, you know. I cook it, I don't have a recipe for them. I just cook whatever I feel like eating that looks good. I don't want to balance, I just create a balanced meal that day and cook it that day, you know. Don't even know how it's going to taste or anything like that. But that's what I do, but I'm working out really good as far as making the right combinations. Combination, test before, test after, know your food so you could pick the right combination of food to eat. All right, thank you, blessings. Come back again to see more of my videos.